The direction is to regulate emotions, be prepared for all things so that they can understand them and move forward, and not allow life just to knock them on their ass when that middle finger comes. To be stoic doesn't mean you're cold and emotionless. It means you have your emotions in check so that it helps you move along the path. Gentlemen, what's going on? This is the Better Man channel, where we like to motivate ourselves. I got the perfect motivational clip right here.
All right, check us out. Follow me. I just saw the mailman next door, so I know he's going to be here in a second. Yeah, he's living right now. It's nice to see hard work pay off. Yeah, we're good. Come on, follow me. All right, I just want to let y'all know something. I don't care how down you are, what people say about you, who doesn't believe in you or whatever that is. Don't use that for any excuses. You can be anything you want to be. You can accomplish any goal that you set for yourself. You can move mountains. You just have to believe that you can. All right? Now check us out. Blow your mind. Remember, believe in your dreams. Now go fuck yourself.
And so sometimes we pump ourselves up. We have this perfect outcome visualized of what it's gonna be, right? Just like the anticipation of that, the emotional music's blaring and swelling, and we're like, yeah, I like where he's going. Then boom, a big middle finger to our expectations. That's life. How many of us have prepared for the best outcome? This is what's going to happen when I do this, and then it's going to be there, and then boom, life is going to reward me, and then something horrible happens. It doesn't go as expected. She breaks my heart. The job is ended. People leave me. People talk about me. The world's just turned upside down, and I'm left thinking, damn, that didn't turn out as expected. And like the Stoics have this philosophy of preparing for the worst. I think many times we get caught up, especially in today's culture, we get caught up in preparing for the best. Everything's supposed to go my way, kind of the entitled mindset that it's all going to work out for me and it's going to be easy. And it's just going to be this golden road paved before me, and I'm going to walk down it, skip down it with all joy, and then we get a big middle finger out of nowhere and we think, damn. The Stoics said prepare for the worst so that you're able to adapt and adjust accordingly. For example, imagine you're going into surgery and it goes unexpected. Something happens and you die, you pass away, and they're shocked. The doctors are shocked. The surgeons are shocked. They form this board. They come and study and analyze what went wrong. Okay, never again. This is never going to happen again. We're doing what it takes to prevent this from happening. Okay, good for everybody after you, but not beneficial for you. And I think many times that's how we prepare for life. We kind of just haphazardly go through it, expecting the best, which is good, but we don't prepare for the worst. We don't prepare for the unexpected things so that when they happen, we're kind of in that metaphorical death where, whoa, good for everybody else that might have learned what from my mistakes, but not good for me. And I think we've got to begin to look at the hard things. And a lot of times we don't want to do that. It's easier to look at the best things so that we don't have to deal with that. And this is going to be that outcome. But when the unexpected things happen, we're the first to kind of fall down and throw our hands in the air and why me? Life a lot of times has that unprepared, unexpected middle finger waiting for us. And it reminds me of the Ubermensch from Nietzsche. He talks about this overman, this badass man that motivates himself. He doesn't rely on the emotional music. He doesn't rely on the emotional speech from some motivational speaker. He wakes up every day ready to face the day because he's prepared. Not only for the good, but for the bad. He's this badass kind of Sigma male, the modern day Sigma that says, I'm going to choose my own course, my own way. And even if bad things happen, hell yeah, because that's life, and that separates me from the weak or from the weak ass minded people that are just going to lay there and say, oh, why, poor pitiful me. This Ubermensch, this overman, this badass man, he doesn't rely on pitiful excuses. He says, today's my day. What if it were my last day? So I'm going to live it to the fullest. And even when unexpected bad shit happens, I'm prepared for that because I've endured through the little obstacles of my life so that I know I can endure through these. And that's what being a man is about. And Nietzsche also posits this idea of the eternal recurrence. For example, what if this day that we're living today was our only day and it would be played on repeat over and over and over? From the morning, from this time that you woke up in the morning until you went to sleep, that day would be repeated for the rest of your life, for eternity. I think that would have a factor on the decisions that we make, the responses that we have, how we kind of have an outlook on our life, the decisions we opt out of, the decisions that we opt in. If today would be on repeat for the rest of your life, how would you look at it? How would you confront it? What responses and reactions would you have? If someone got your order wrong, how would you respond? If someone broke up with you, how would you respond? If there was a death, how would you respond? If tragedy happened, how would you respond knowing that it's going to be on repeat for the rest of your life? So wouldn't we have a better outlook? Wouldn't we try to make the most of it? The relationship ended. Okay, I'm not going to cry over that spilt milk. What can I do to spend the rest of these 12 hours of this day to make the most of it? Because it's going to be on repeat tomorrow. I like that idea of waking up each day and saying, what if this day was to be on repeat for the rest of my life? How would I confront it? And it goes hand in hand with that Stoic philosophy of preparing for the worst so that I know I can make the most of it. And so that it just doesn't run me over and I'm left there, oh, poor, pitiful me. And I waste the rest of my day. I waste the rest of my life dwelling on those past traumas, those past hurts, instead of doing something about it, instead of recoursing that direction, instead of becoming stronger. And I think many times we place ourselves in this bubble so that we don't have to take the risk of getting hurt. We don't have to take the risk of failure. But failure and hurt and loss and tragedy, they're going to come no matter what. That's life. And the idea is to get harder, to be prepared. And that's the Stoics. And I think a lot of times they get this bad rep for being these cold, kind of disenfranchised from reality people. But that's not their philosophy. That's not the current of their thought. Their direction is to regulate emotions, be prepared for all things so that they can understand them and move forward and not allow life just to knock them on their ass when that middle finger comes. To be stoic doesn't mean you're cold and emotionless. It means you have your emotions in check so that it helps you move along the path called life. Because life happens. Those unexpected things happen. It's not always the emotional swelling of the music that motivates us to become badass. Because we're not always going to be able to climb those mountains just because some motivational speaker said, oh, you have the faith and the belief, just climb it, and it's there for your taking. It's always there for our taking, but there's going to be those little monsters along the path that knock us on our ass. There's going to be those little unexpected upsets that are really there to see what you're worth. And as men, choosing to become better men, as choosing to be those sovereign, independent, self-reliant men, we can't rely on some motivational speaker to pick us up. Because where's that motivational speaker going to be when life slaps the shit out of me? Am I going to be willing to get up like that Ubermensch that says yes to life in all things? Good, bad, he's got this regulated emotion like the Stoics that says, okay, that happened, that's bad, that's for my benefit because it's teaching me to be a better person. It's teaching me to be prepared for the unexpected. And that's the very foundation of what it means to be a man. Prepared for the unexpected because everybody else is going to run back. They're going to run away when those trying times happen. And I love that definition of courage. I don't remember where I got it, but courage is hard to define, right? It's just not a straight definition. This is what courage, but this person said that courage is when everybody else is running away from the fire, courage runs towards it. And that's that idea of that Ubermensch, that overman, that badass man that says, while everybody else is running away, while everybody's going back home, while everybody is pulling the sheets over their head to hide from the monster, I'm running towards the monster because there's a lesson to be found in that. There's wisdom in that. There's treasure in seeking the hard. There's treasure in preparing for the unexpected because not everybody else is going to do that because it's hard. And so that badass man, that man that doesn't rely on motivation, that doesn't rely on external sources, he relies on himself. He says, what can I do to make the most of this day because this may be my last day? And what if this day was on repeat? Would it be one that I would enjoy living for the rest of my life, or would it be one that I cower away from? We have the ability to make the most out of this day. It doesn't mean it's going to be the best day. It doesn't mean it's going to bring happiness, but we're going to be a better person. We're going to find fulfillment in that because we didn't shrink away from the challenges. We've seen them as opportunities to grow, to become better. That's life. Life is hard. How can I prepare my mindset to get harder, to adapt, to adjust, to become the person that overcomes those challenges of life so that I separate myself from the herd that's just waiting for someone else to come save them? That's not us. That's not you. That's not men. I love you guys. I respect you guys. You will hear from me next episode.